Positive energy all the time. Good to see you all. Rep your city. Rep your city. We got Richmond, Virginia in the house. We got Kennington, London in the house. We got Richmond, California in the house. We got Brinkston in the building. Shout out to all my brothers over there across the water. We got Atlanta, Georgia in the building. We got Miami-Dade County in the building. Everybody, Facebook, what up? I'm representing Chicago. Same for everybody on Twitch. It's the Rack. And everybody on YouTube, I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. We got Fort Walton Beach, Florida in the building. Shout out to everybody in Florida. We got BAM, UK in the building. We got the beautiful Mrs. Moore in the building that won't accept my friend request on Facebook. Thanks for sending all of that good information, sweetheart. I really be appreciating that. San Francisco, California in the building. The UK, big up to all my brethren in the UK. Big up yourself, old bloody chaps out there. You know what we do out there in bloody England, London town, you know. So you know what we are doing in London? You know, London, long time I deal with London. To deal with London, Birmingham, Alabama. My kinfolk, shout out to all my people in Birmingham, Alabama. Right, everybody in Mobile, Alabama. Right, Uniontown, Alabama. Right. Oh, God, I got to name all of Alabama. Oh, man. Shout out to all my people in Alabama. Mobile, Alabama. Wow, I got to name the whole Alabama because I can't name all the cities. All my relatives is all over Alabama. Okay, looking forward. Birmingham, UK in the building. Oh, Brumtown. Okay. Yeah, it's rough down there. I hear now. I can't wait to get down there. We didn't make it last summer, but me and my cousin, we're going to be there this summer. I'm looking forward to hitting Birmingham. I got to see all of the offsprings of my cousins, grandchildren. That's going to be interesting. Go see what Uniontown looked like. Drive by the land where my grandfather used to live out there and see who I need to holler at, who owns it now. They need to cut that check. Reparations is due. Yes, indeed. Dallas, Texas is in the building. Jersey is in the building, right? Birmingham is in the building big time. Atlanta's in the building. Dallas, Texas is in the building. Detroit, Michigan. All my relatives in Detroit, Michigan. Leonard, if you're from Detroit, Michigan, you might be a relative because my grandmother moved up there with like 5 of her brothers. So that's my great uncles up there. So it's a bunch of them up there. I got to go look at my paperwork, find out what my great uncle's last name is. And I got to get up to Detroit and find all of their children and their grandchildren to my great uncles. I got one of my great uncle's hats up there and his wallet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Kennington, London. Big up to all my brethren, all of my brethren in London. Long time I deal with London, you know. Been dealing with London a long time. Got a lot of brethren from London. Never got a chance to go over there, but I hung up with a lot of brethren over here from London. All my brethren, rest in peace. Drummy from Oswald. My brethren from Steel Post. Hi. That was my first time being security for a reggae show with Steel Post first tour to the United States of America. And my brethren, Tazadi Wada, say, brethren, we want you to be security. I was so excited. I wore my African garb, my African stick, my African walking cane, and I was security for Steel Pulse. And Zadi took a picture and won't give me the picture. The interesting thing is I was in L.A., I was backstage with Steel Pulse, and the conga player at the time, I think, the percussionist, he said, Ramesses, brethren, me tell you, man, me know you from somewhere, brethren. I said, for real? He said, I know you from coming over to the United States, but I know you from somewhere else, brethren. I know you good, too. I said, for real? He said, yeah, man, I know you real good, but I can't place it. So we sitting there, he said, oh, your picture's in David's living room. Because we took a picture of Steel Pulse and all of the brethren in Chicago on their first tour. He said, your picture, that's what it is. Your picture is in David's living room. You was young brethren. I said, man, I've been trying to get that picture from Zadi Wadada. I'm at the press the Zadi Wadada. Steel Pulse was crucial because of the bass lines. They had very complicated bass lines. Doom, 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 doom. Doom 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 doom. Rally around the flag. So the bass player was crazy with it. That's what made them unique, is the bass player. They didn't have the typical bass lines. Oswald was crucial because they had the horns and they had the synthesizer. Boom, 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 boom. They was called. That's how I first got a reggae. I was trumpet playing. Oh my God. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Crazy. Yeah, eyes wide. Yeah. At one time, they was the big three. Black Earroot, Steel Pulse, eyes wide. They run things, you know. Yeah, David. David just had a short. He was short. You know that. And then it got real tall. Then it fell down. But it was about, when I met him, it was about this short. One big conga. You know what I'm saying? One big conga. Shout out to all the brethren, all the reggae artists, you know them all. So let's let some people get in there. The most surprising reggae artists. Who could tell me which reggae artist I went to see that was the most surprising? Put it in the chat and we're going to get this conversation going. Anybody know? Who do you think was the reggae artist that I went to see that had totally underestimated? That was just unbelievable. You're never going to get, so let me tell you. Gregory Isaacs. Yes, Gregory Isaac. Gregory Isaac was down in Hollywood at a club. We was always out there selling our buttons and our incense, right? So we would sell before the show. And then at the end of the show, we'd come out early and sell. But I wasn't going to go in. I was just going to sell before the show, go chill out, come back after the show. But I'm like, what the heck? Might as well go in and watch the show instead of leaving and coming back. Whoa. They had the Roots Radix was the band. Oh, my God. They came out, they played a little melody of all the songs. Then Greggy come out, soon forward, turn me on. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, my God. Oh, man. And the ladies. Oh, God. Gregory Isaacs is the most underrated reggae artist in the game. Cole. Gregory got so many hit records. He's not far behind Dennis Brown. You know, they always talk about Dennis Brown. The only reason Dennis Brown beat him out because Dennis Brown started singing younger as a kid. But man, Gregory Isaacs got a lot of records and a lot of tools. He can play hot tune after hot tune. Oh, come on, man. Gregory Isaacs was off the chain. Off the chain. Every time I hear the crack of the whip, my blood runs cold. I remember on the slave ship how they brutalized our very soul. I got to think Gregory did that first before Bob Marley. Gregory's crazy with it. So look, y'all. They let the police go for unaliving Tyre Nichols. You know what I'm saying? Look, let's take a minute of silence for Tyre, all right? Okay, RIP to the brother. Now, I haven't been keeping up with the case. I had really forgot about it. And when I seen this picture, it kind of threw me off because originally it was these 5 that was in trouble, right? It was 5. So I don't know what happened to the other 2. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they didn't feel they was involved in the actual brutality. I'm not sure. But I know that they found these 3 not guilty. And I'm not sure why. I don't know what happened. The reason they found them not guilty. I'm not sure who was on the jury. Was the jury stacked? I'm not understanding how you're not guilty. It was a totally ridiculous situation for like some traffic, like a basic traffic violation type situation. It turned into a beating. And when you're beating somebody like that, it gets to a point where they're already, they're already to the point where you don't have to keep beating them like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure what happened. A lot of times, if you've been drinking, if you have any substances in your system, any type of narcotics, they will, the jury appeared to be all white. Took about 8.5 hours, over 2 days to find them not guilty on all charges after a 9-day trial in state court. Wow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And she says the three defendants still face the prospect of years in prison after they were convicted of federal charges last year, though they were acquitted of most serious charges then too. Okay, so they still got the federal charges, the state charges. Two officers pled guilty. Okay. Um, it was very embarrassing for some black men to do this. It was very embarrassing. It was very embarrassing because a lot of times we feel like with policing, we feel like white police officers might sometimes be a little afraid, might not really like us, or might not really uh, be comfortable when dealing with us, right? Won't look at us like they will look at their own. You know, we'll look a little more foreign to them than a white person. So for some black brothers to get out here and do a brother like that, you know, it's a straight up disgrace. You know, it's embarrassing. You know, it's embarrassing. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing, and it's something that's going to haunt them for the rest of their life. You know, and it's a problem. Policing is a problem that is going to be very hard to fix policing because people that are the most qualified don't want the job. If you got a great aim, you can shoot well, you're in top physical condition, you have everything that you have to be cool and calm and collective, you're serious about law enforcement, you'll probably try it for the FBI, the CIA, the DEA, Secret Service, U.S. Marshals, even state police before you'll be like a city cop. And so, you know, wants to, nobody with the skills wants the job. In other words, if you got a marksman, let's say I'm a police officer, I'm a marksman, I'm an excellent shot. You're giving me a trouble. You're dangerous. You're fleeing. I can hit you in the calf because I'm a marksman. But these police can't shoot. They can't shoot. That's why when something happens, they see when you see a man shoot like that, he can't shoot. It's the problem we have here in Chicago. They got the switches on the guns. They can't shoot. So they like to have a whole lot of bullets. You know. And so anybody that's a marksman, they can say, okay, freeze. You know what I'm saying? Okay, get down. And then you look an aggressor, pop right in the leg. You know what I'm saying? No problem. I mean, I'm not even an expert marksman. I could do that all day. I could leg shot, no problem. I don't got to kill you unless I hit a main artery by mistake and you bleed out, which really wouldn't happen because all we would do is go and tie the leg up to slow down the bleeding and rush you to the hospital. That's all we would do. So I'm not understanding I'm not understanding how they got off, but I do understand why they unprofessional because nobody wants the job. Nobody wants the job. The job of police is a leftover job. Yeah, it's a leftover job. It's one of them jobs where your nephew looking for work and somebody said they hiring at the police department. You know what I'm saying? They're hiring at the police department and they go down to the police department and get the job. You say they were not FBA officers? Probably too. Probably, which is a problem because a lot of blacks, when they come from other countries and come here, it'd be a lot of mental things going on with them. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It'd be a lot of mental situations. You know, when talking to women and women, are you from Jamaica? You know, like that. So they go through like funny stuff, and one of them is Jamaican. I don't think they all Jamaican though. I don't know. I don't know. But I know I wouldn't be an officer in Jamaica and just beat no Jamaican brothers like that. So, you know, for a black man, period, no matter where you from, to brutalize another brother or sister that's not really a threat to you. Like off the top, if you're a police officer and you beat somebody like that, you need to go to prison because you're supposed to be trained to apprehend. And so the fact that you beat them means you don't have the skills to apprehend them. Let's just keep it real. If I'm a police officer, I'm supposed to be trained in apprehension. I can apprehend you. Now, if you can't apprehend them and cuff them and take them to jail, you don't need the job. There is no right way I would have to beat you and beat you and beat you and beat you if I'm a professional police officer. Boom, we tack you, we got you on the ground, the cuffs on you in the car. Yeah, I heard that. I heard it was a love triangle, but you know, I heard one of them was dealing with the same girl and all that. It's a small area, you know. He definitely, if you find out that and they find out, then he definitely goes to prison forever. Because once again, he's not qualified to be a police officer. He's not qualified to come to a domestic dispute. Because what if it's a domestic dispute and the woman is his children's mother? If I come to a domestic dispute, a man and a woman, the woman is my child's mother. As a police officer, I got to block that out. You got to do your job. You have to be able to separate yourself from your job. You have to be able to do that. You have to be able to bury your emotions. You're not going to be able to get rid of your emotions, but you are able to not act on your emotions and be a professional. You have to be a professional at all times. Your job is to apprehend, arrest. You only use deadly force if absolutely necessary. You're not supposed to be using deadly force, and deadly force would be a gun. So if you beating, that's over and over. So there's a time where you could have stopped doing that. So somebody's personal feelings took over, and they didn't want to kill him. And that's the problem with beating a man, because you could beat a man and then he died because you just kept going. You went into a rage, and then you accidentally kill him. You're not really trying to beat him to death. I guarantee you they wasn't trying to beat him to death. He had just went psycho and just kept on beating him until he died. It wasn't until he died that he realized what he did. I guarantee you. That's the problem with that. It happens all the time, sometimes less, you know. You know, you get in a fight with your wife, She pushed you, you pushed her back, she fall, hit her head, she passed away. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he died a few days later. You know what I mean? So that's why fighting and brutality, that stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, they 100% unprofessional. It's 5 of y'all. Y'all can't arrest one brother. Okay, y'all should never work no more. Like, all 5 of them going to prison. If it's me, they all going to prison. Period. They all going to prison. It's 5 of y'all. Nobody stopped it. Y'all guilty. Y'all going to prison. Because if I'm there, I'm pulling you off of them. Quick. That's enough, man. Get off of them. Get off of them. I'm not going to sit there. That's not going to happen if I'm there. He said, is it that serious? You know what I'm saying? And so they, you know what I mean? They should be under a prison. Life sentences for all of them. They held him and somebody hit him in the head. Murder. Murder. It will never leave them. Okay? It's a haunting. It'll haunt them forever. You never want to unalive somebody. You know what I'm saying? Yep, Ronald. You never want to unalive somebody. Even when it's in self-defense, if you ain't really used to that, it'll haunt you, you know? Because what happens is, I'm not sure what's going on. 2 pled guilty. The other 3 now beat that case, but they got federal cases. So there's no telling. You know, the way the justice system is, Robert, I don't know. I haven't been looking into it thoroughly. I just seen it and just wanted to come and talk about the fact that they was found not guilty in the state court. Which is a travesty. But when you unalive somebody, they haunt you forever. They're gonna come in your sleep a lot. They're gonna see that man for the rest of their life. That man gonna come in their dreams. For the rest of their life, they're gonna see him. He gonna come in their dreams. They connected to him forever. Every one of them, however they seen him before he passed away, they're gonna all see him forever. He'll never, ever, ever go away. Never. It's never, never, ever, ever gonna go away. Men do get extremely violent over a woman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a woman. Emotions for a woman is some high, strong emotions. I be seeing a lot of brothers be like, "Oh, you know, man, I wouldn't do all that over a woman." Well, if you probably ain't been with no women too much, because when you get with a woman and you really love her and you're really attached to her, there is some mental problems with that. And so if you could just blow off a woman, you really probably wasn't in love anyway. That's why you could blow it off. You wasn't really attached. You know what I'm saying? But if you're really attached to a woman, yeah, it's a heck of a mental thing. Seriously, it's not nothing. I be seeing brothers blow it off all the time. Man, you did all that over a woman. Hey, man, listen, your mother's a woman. And look how much you love your mother. What's the difference? Your mother's a woman. You know what I'm saying? She said they're Freemasons. Probably. But a woman, yeah, that's a serious situation, a woman. You know, one of the worst things you could do is like go cheat with a woman that got a man already. If she got a man already, leave her alone. Because if you go and he catch you with her, he might have a little bit of temporary insanity. That's not a good. That's not a good situation. And plus, you brothers got to stop sleeping behind another brother like that and thinking it's not cool. You a lame. No, it's not cool because you're gonna go sleep. You're gonna go sleep with a woman knowing she got a man, and then when he want to beat you up or unalive you, you're gonna say you're gonna do all that over a woman. You did all that over a woman. You did a lot for a woman. You ran behind another man over a woman. So how you gonna blow it off when you sleeping behind a woman already got a man? You just as fanatical, and you nasty, and you nasty. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. What's the difference? You chasing another man's woman. You lamer than he is. The one that sleep behind a man, that's the one that's the real scumbag. The one that do you dirty when he catch you, he is not nothing wrong with him. It's you. You something wrong with you. I don't respect no man that mess with a woman already got a man. As soon as I see you on that type of time, you can't be in my circle. You're a lame. You can't be in my circle. You're a hater. You got like negative energy. All these women out here, and you sleeping with somebody else's. Has single women everywhere. You the type of person, she living her best life. I don't even know what you're talking about. But if her best life is taking, is putting herself in a place where she could be spreading STDs, I guess, if you consider that a good life, then you might need to reevaluate yourself, Byron. If you consider sleeping from this person is the best life, you need some reevaluation because that's not your best life. That's your worst life. Your best life is married with children. So I don't know how you pick one of scumbag life and say best, but whatever. Sounds crazy. There's some scumbucket stuff is the best life. That's not no best life, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's not no best life. That's not. That's a satanic life, actually. Demonic. Never is demonic and satanic or devilish is never better. It's always worse. Righteousness and God is better. Evil is worse. So all this evil, doing evil and say it's best, it's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Two officers agreed to plead guilty to the state charges that did not stand trial under deals with prosecutors. They also pled guilty in federal court, where sentencing all five is pending. Thank you very much, Mrs. Moore. You the best. Mrs. Moore know a lot of stuff. I'm telling you, she be on it. If I had like some type of channel with news and stuff, I hire her for sure. She see everything. Hey, Mrs. Moore, you see everything, don't you? I swear to God, she see everything. She see everything. I kid you not. I get a lot of information from her. She see everything, man. She on top of it. For real. So I ain't lying. Miss Moore, I ain't lying. She see everything. I kid you not. A lot of stuff I be posting, she be done sent it to me. I be done sent it. You know how people be DMing you gonna look at? I look at all her DMs. they be the info, the 411. Some people they just be sending me. I don't know what they be sending me. So I can't look at all that. But hers, man, she be sending the 411. I ain't kidding. She on top of it. So, this is just sad. You always think of the mothers, the one that carried the baby. You see, that's the thing. The wife with the children is just horrifying. But the mother that had that baby attached to the umbilical cord, when your mother see you, her memory always go back to you as a baby. She never see you for what you are. She see that you married, and she see you got children. She see your father, but in her mind, she attach you to the little boy or the little girl. Always. All of her favorite or most memorable moments about you as a child, every time she see you, that's what reflect in her mind. So you like forever her baby. She might not want to say it because she know you grown, but you never stop being her baby. The father don't get pregnant, so the father's pain come through the mother. Some marriages break up because when your wife lose the child, you lose your wife. Sometimes they just be a shell. You know what I'm saying? So this is all these things you're supposed to be taking into consideration if you're a police officer. How could you be a police officer, uphold the law, and take a citizen's son? You're not just violating him, you're violating his mother and his father. You're violating his sisters and his brothers. You know what I'm saying? You understand? You're violating, you know what I'm saying? And you're supposed to be a police officer. And you're doing something that citizens will get arrested for doing it. With all the violence in Memphis, you're going to beat up somebody ain't really doing nothing, really. Put a black eye on Memphis. You know what I'm saying? And then what I don't like is, black Americans ain't standing on it like that. If there was white officers, you'd be all in a rage. But I don't know why you're going to give a black officer a pass. That's even worse. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I seen the father that did that they say got revenge. But the fact of the matter is, that was temporary insanity. That was temporary insanity. He didn't do that like in a sane mind. He had lost his mind. if I was his lawyer, I'd fight that temporary insanity. He went crazy. Yeah, he went crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so when ours do it, we need to keep that same energy. We need to keep that same energy that we have for anybody else that did it. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna be no outrage over it. It should be. A life is a life. And the fact that you do that to your own, to me, is worse. This is worse than white officers doing it to you. These some brothers that we need to be in the community so we won't have racist white officers in the community. We want you in the community. You come in the community. You know, you come in the community and make it so we can't even hire our own officers. So who can we trust as Black Americans? As foundational Black Americans, who can we trust? And then if the brother that did that to him is a Jamaican or something like that, then when we work harder to get police officers in our community, we're going to have to make sure they're foundational Black Americans if it's a foundational Black American community. So we're going to have to work to try to make sure they're not white or no other type of Black person. We're going to have to really have our own in there. You know what I'm saying? You said they got that kind of brain. It's the matter of they can't find nobody to do the job. That's the bottom line. They can't find nobody to do the job as a police officer. Police officers are the leftovers from the job market. People that can't find no other job. There's only a few police officers that's real police officers. Most of the time, their father was a police officer, so they want to be one. But I would say like 95 police officers, they just took it because it was a job, because there wasn't no other job available. Yeah, I would say 95% of police officers are police officers because there's no other job available. You some white dude, you went to college, you want to play pro football, you get hurt, you can't play, you didn't do good at school, you live in a small town, it ain't that many jobs, or even if you live in a big city, and you go get on a police department because you got to pay your bills. Because if I have the high level skills, I'm gonna be, security for 50 Cent or security for Jay-Z. I can get the big money. If I'm a marksman, if I can really run fast, if I can really be the top police officer, I can get a better job. The only job you can get when you don't know what the hell you're doing is a police officer. Just think like this. You're going out to be on the Chicago Police Department. Your twin brother's going out for the FBI. Who got the hardest shooting test? Think about it. Me and my brother, we twins. I go out for the Chicago Police Department. He go out for the FBI. What do he have to do to pass as far as shooting and marksmanship? And what do I have to do in order to pass for marksmanship? My scale gonna be lower. Then if we got another older brother and he's with Secret Service, who you think got to shoot the best? The FBI or the Secret Service?